Hi, this is Ken and Debbie Milhous, your missionaries to the Japanese. We wanted to give you a quick update about how the ministry is going. Some of you may have seen the video that we sent out in the early part of the summer. We're in a transition year this year as the Lord is calling us to finish the ministry in Boston and then go to Japan after that as well too. But this is a time when we're trying to finish the ministry well. And one of the things is to continue doing the fall events that we've done every year. As you know, we are reaching out to Japanese who've been coming to the Boston area for temporary reasons, mostly to be students or researchers and their families. And we reach out to them while they're here. Many have never been to church in Japan, but they come to through our ministry, and we build relationships with them, and we send them back to Japan. Some as Christians, some as seekers. We continue with them with the follow-up as well too. One of the ones that we've said goodbye to recently was the gal that was baptized in February. She and her family moved back to Japan earlier this month. We've introduced her to a local church. She's going to be a Christian in Japan for the first time. So please pray for her. Pray for her husband, who's not a Christian, for her younger daughter as well too, and that she'll find other brothers and sisters in Japan in the church that we've sent her to. But we're got to the fall events that we do every year, and Debbie's going to introduce those to you.
So we have included in our email to the church a PDF of our fall events. So all of them are included from October to January. The first of those events is our October
13th.
fall barbecue on October 13th. Yep. And then the second event is the Thanksgiving cooking class. Now, if you're local, I do need volunteers to help. That would be for Thursday preparation and then Friday for the class. And that's pretty much an all-day event. So if you're local, just use the email addresses and let me know that you'd like to come and help. That'll be our last cooking class.
And this year it's a little bit later than we've done in the past. I think it's the week before Thanksgiving, right? So
right.
It's a little later
November
than
26th.
we've done before, but we really need those helpers as well. And as Debbie said, the other programs happen all the way through January 1st. So please pray for each of these. We'll be sending this as a PDF with this video, and you can be praying for those. Now, we announced last year that we will be celebrating 30 years of ministry at the Boston Japanese Christian Church on April 27, 2025. So if you're in the area, we'd love to have you come and celebrate with us during that time. There'll be more about that as we go as well too. But we are also in this transition time as the Lord is calling us out of the ministry in Boston and into ministry into Japan. And that process is already starting. We are going to be redeployed to Japan. And part of that means that we need to be trained in some of the things that are necessary for us to transfer from being in the United States to reaching out to Japanese in Japan. The first of those will be what's called Launch. In October, we'll be joining that Converge program. So I just ask for your prayers for that we'll learn what we need to learn for that. We'll be able to incorporate what we need for that as well too. And that includes about raising support, because we will need to increase the support that's raised for us as we transition to Japan. And we'll start that process now rather than wait until we're done. So continue to pray for our needs in that way as well too. But we believe as God has called us out of the ministry here in Boston, that he's going to call someone here. As we've said before, this is the only Japanese language church in all of New England. And so the ministry needs to continue. And so we ask that you pray that the Lord will raise up that person that we believe has already been chosen by the Lord, that will be able to identify that person, and that we can have a smooth transition and somebody that can carry this ministry on as we go to Japan. And so pray for that as well too. So we have a number of prayer requests. Debbie, do you want to list those up for us?
Yeah, some of them Kevin already mentioned. One is to continue to pray for the gal who's returning to Japan as a Christian for the first time, that she'll continue to grow. For our fall events, that the outreach is effective, that we will meet people, form relationships so they can hear the gospel. Also for our training, for wisdom, for next steps as we transition into the things that we need to do to prepare to redeploy to Japan, for our successor.
Yes.
We absolutely believe God is calling us out of this ministry to move into ministry in Japan. And if he is calling us out, I believe that he is calling somebody here.
Yeah. So
pray for that successor to be identified and for all the things that need to happen to come into place for the successor to come. Lastly, we want to thank you so much for being partners with us for these almost 30 years, for our we hope that that will continue, but we just want to thank you so much for blessing us, for participating in the work that God has called us to do and you to do alongside of us. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much.
Bless you.